in 1982. He was 30 and I was 28. I was invited by a friend to attend a barbecue after the Bullard baseball game, and I was told to bring the kids as it was a family barbecue. While most of the team members were having a good time, I looked over and saw John swing at my kids on the swing set. I told myself, I gotta get to know this guy. A few days later, John and his friend Richie came in for an early breakfast at my restaurant. I was just working myself up to ask him out when I got called away to do a food order. Then I came back, he was gone. And I asked Richie, I said, where'd he go? He said he had to get to the mill for work. So I told Rich, I said, I will call me later. Well, days went by, no call. I talked to a few friends and they suggested, well, maybe he's going to get a message. So I thought, okay, well, I didn't know at the time that John thought Richie was playing a prank on him. And, you know, she wants you to call her, you know, I guess they did a lot of that. And so he did call. So I finally got enough nerve and I called him and asked him if he would like to get together that weekend. He's like saying, well, it's my sister's birthday Saturday. I don't know if I can make it. Let me check and I'll call you. So now I'm thinking, he's not really interested. And he surprised me, called me back, and we set up having dinner and we're going to the movies that weekend. So he comes to pick me up in a big, great international truck. I don't know what year it was, but he named it Sparky. It was raining that night, and he left it running so it'd be nice and warm for me when I got in. After I got settled, I noticed that the windshield wiper on my side didn't work. I looked down and noticed he didn't have a door handle. And he was using vice grips because he didn't have a knob. And so I'm like, what have I gotten myself into? I offered to take my Subaru, but he said he was good and he would drive. He told me if it bothered me to not be able to see where I was going, I could always move over. Of course I didn't, as I really didn't even know the man. But good try though. Our first date was Mexican food and a movie and weed. Our relationship grew and became serious pretty fast. With both of us being divorced, we wanted to make sure this was going to work. He wasn't just taking me as a wife, but he was also committing to raising my 3 small kids. We married a year later. The kids were only 3, 5, and 6 when we met, and John jumped in with both feet. The kids, and I had learned so much from him, never a dull moment. Having only a dog wasn't enough. He went out and bought the kids baby chickens. They came a rooster and turkeys. We even had a pheasant and a rabbit at one time.
And all the ducks. And all the ducks, yeah.
Put the ducks in there. He wanted our kids to experience it all. One summer he said, let's plant a garden. We had us all out there cleaning rocks, laying soil. I mean, these kids are only this big, right? And he gave me gloves to protect my nails. And it was a great learning experience for the kids to grow as they ate. He taught us about camping and hiking and fishing. We all learned to shoot and hunt. Lots of camping trips. John would just throw the mattress in the back of the truck, load up the kids, and off we go. Even brought the ducks once to Toad Lake. They definitely married a mountain man. I was trying to find that picture, and I hope it's on the reel of him in the back of the truck with the kids with the mattress. We didn't have tents then. It's just you lay the mattress on the ground, and that was it. Just slept on the ground. He taught us all to ski. He was a very patient man. Our first Christmas as a family, yeah, right. Holly. Our first Christmas, my second daughter, third daughter, fourth daughter. I have lots of daughters now. Our first Christmas as a family, he taught the kids about Christmas trees. He said they didn't grow on a Christmas tree lot, and you had to go out, prop to the snow, and chop it down ourselves. So he loaded us all up, all 5 of us. How did we all 5 sit in the front of a cab? You know, you think back in the days, they didn't have extra cabs. You just go in.
Remember all of us in the Mazda pickup too? How did we all fit? It was a stick shift. I don't remember.
So anyway, all 5 of us were never get his bark. He headed up and cut down our own tree. We were headed up this steep incline, and John stopped and said he was gonna have his chain up as the truck was a little squirrely in the snow. So anyway, he gets out, and the kids were young, they didn't quite understand what he meant, and after he got out of the truck, I don't know who said, what do you, or Robbie says, Mom, where is John taking us? You know, we're on an incline like this, and it's snowing, and the kids are like this. Anyway, I told them we're on an adventure, and soon we'd be on our way. They enjoyed the day tromping through the snow and finding that perfect tree. They enjoyed sledding, and of course, drinking hot chocolate with marshmallows. Since then, a tradition was made. Whether we had snow or not, we always built a team well fire, drank some hot chocolate, and barbecued some dogs. The kids would sled if we had enough snow. As our kids got older and got married, the sleds were traded in for quads and snowmobiles. The hot chocolate was replaced with cocktails. We kept barbecuing those hot dogs. Then the grandkids came along and introduced them to our fun day. Then we had moved to Reading in '86. We still, every year, head up to Mount Shasta the day after Thanksgiving and keep the tradition alive. In the evening, John would play in the annual card game with Dorian and the guys. Wow, getting ahead of myself. Let's go back. In 1996, we moved to Reading as the mill closed down in Mount Shasta. John took a job with Stan Leach Loving, who's here today, and he worked for him until John was offered the crane operator job for Sierra Pacific a few years later. The kids' school years were filled with lots of them playing sports. John was involved with the kids, helping them any way he could. Many times you would see him sitting on a bucket at home plate, having the boys pitch to him. John coached a few years and always helped out. Our lives were ever so busy with keeping up with him, but we loved every minute of it. I look at our kids now and see how busy they are raising their kids, and I say, God, that was us about 30, 35 years ago. After Lisa and Will were off to college, I made a career change in 1996. We opened our first mail biz, and I forgot it was Air One at the time because we did cell phones for Air Touch. That went well. Where am I at? In 1998, John left Sierra Pacific, and we opened the mail biz on Lake Boulevard. John ran it every day and made it a success. It still is today. Our 3 kids are all grown up now, all married to amazing people. Could they stand, please, real quick? Lisa, and her husband speak, please. Will, beautiful wife, yeah?
Gentlemen, yeah.
Yeah. And Robbie, who's here with his beautiful wife, Angie.
Yeah, grandkids, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
That's all I have.
19 at Cal Poly, and then in Madison, and then Charlie's next was Charlie. After Charlie was Lane, and after Lane is Ava. Ava, stand up. And then Harper. And then, well, then little Chan. Chan's been my buddy. We hang tight. I love her to death. I love them all to death, right? You know, the grandkids get older, and she still likes to hang. I'm sure if you ask them later, they will tell you some great Papa John stories. The last 20 years, John and I have enjoyed traveling. We love cruising, so we always were planning our next destination. Whether we travel by ourselves, with friends and family, it's always a great time. We have some wonderful memories. Before I turn the mic back over, I personally like to say thank you for coming to celebrate John. And to relive the memories, watch the slideshow. It's kind of fun to see the kids and every aspect of what we were all about. If you're here today, it's because he touched your life in some way. I want to thank my kids and their spouses for all the work they have done to organize this. And thank you, all the kids and the grandkids and everything, people that have helped me. John's loving and